Alderac Entertainment Group has published a title. I saw it and now I want to talk about it. Verdant. This is good for 1 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, and should take you about 30 to 45 minutes to play. Verdant is a puzzly spatial card game for 1 to 5 players. You take on the role of a houseplant enthusiast trying to create the coziest interior space by collecting and arranging houseplants and other objects within your home. You must position your plants so that they are provided the most suitable light conditions and take care of them to create the most verdant of collections. Each turn, you select an adjacent pair of cards and tokens, then use them to build an ever-expanding tableau of cards that represent your home. You need to keep various objectives in mind as you attempt to increase plant verdancy by making spatial matches and using item tokens to take various nurture actions. You can also build your green thumb skill, which allows you to take an additional action to care for your plants and create the coziest of spaces. Well, that strings together as a nice, pleasant sound, doesn't it? It seems like a nice little Sunday stroll of a game. How hard could it be to collect and perfectly arrange houseplants? Apparently, according to what I've seen and read, very difficult. Strategically difficult, if I should say so. There seems to be a small and ever-growing collection of plant-based board games out there. And I don't mean like made from plant material, I mean about plant and all things botany, I guess you could say there. And especially one that has such deep strategy. They all seem to have a lot of deep strategies to them, especially with this one. Like, you have to know what rooms you're going to put where in what order to know which plants will go there to maximize. And then there's chances of rearranging and changing things, the layout, the plants. From what I've read, the strategy on this game is not a walk in the park. Now, to take a look at some of the things that I've seen, read, and heard about this game, first I got to mention is everybody's talking about the fact that this is an easy game to pick up. It is not going to be difficult at all to open up, learn the rules, put it down on the table, and have it set up and ready to go in moments. And I think that's something that we all are appreciative of. I mean, yeah, we do occasionally like playing those big, huge games that have 2 or 3 sets of rule books in them. Every now and then, we definitely are looking for something nice, easy, and accessible. And, this seems to be bragging that it covers all of those checkboxes. Something I really have come to personally enjoy when it comes to games that are mainly not solo, but they do have a solo option to them, is I really enjoy when the solo version of the game plays differently, has different sets of rules, and that's something else I've seen here. I've seen people talk about this, I've read people talk about this, that this game does seem to cover that interest of mine where the solo version plays differently. That's great. I enjoy that so much, and I really wish more games would do a solo version that's different. So kudos here. Games with built-in timers, that's pretty darn cool, and it seems to be a fairly popular trend these days with a lot of games, this included. This is boasting, from what I've seen, to be a solid 13 rounds and done. The way it's set up, it's always going to last 13 rounds. Now, games that have set timers like this where it's going to be over after a certain time, no matter how much time I have, I never feel like there's been enough. Now, the last thing I want to point out is something that I've seen others point out, and I agree with them, it is worth mentioning, and that is the colors in the game. If you are colorblind or a level of colorblind, shades of colorblindness exist within you, you'll be happy to know that although this is heavily color-coded, each color also has an accompanying icon. So if you do have trouble with colors, don't worry. Don't worry. As long as you can see that icon, you're going to know the difference. That's pretty darn cool that they did that. Thank you. Too many games forget about color blindness when they're putting things together, I think. But those are all the reasons. Those are the reasons that has caught my attention. That's why it's on my radar and why I wanted to tell you about it and hopefully let you know in case anything about this is the kind of game that would interest you. If you have an interest in botany-based games, then this is a botanical backyard bastion of beautiful fun, I think, for you. But you, don't listen to me. You, make up your own mind. Don't be influenced. Go get yourself informed a little more. Watch some playthroughs of this. Maybe check out some more still shots of the game. And listen to yourself. Listen to your gut before you listen to an influencer. But go, get more information out there on Alderac Entertainment's Verdant.